Can't hear anything at the moment.
So the third quarter gets underway, and it's Brooker with the ball for Blackburn, who tumbles it forward into open space. A lot of players around this footy. McCarthy there on the deck. He couldn't kill the contest then, which was costly. McFarlane fires at the goals, but he's off target. And a minor score there for Jimmy McFarlane. First score of the third quarter for Blackburn. They move on to 4 goals, 6:30. Vermont are 4 goals, 8:32 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Almost should have been a goal given how much space and time he had there. Brad probably didn't realise it and rushed the kick.
Nice kick out Kane. Found Waller. Waller short. Over the top. Reed's going to have to work for it. In the end, a good result because he was 2-on-1 and just decided to punch and find the boundary line. Welcome back to the second half here on AFL Game Day. Still a short lead in favour of Vermont. If you've just joined us, where have you been all day? This is definitely the match of the round right across the Eastern Football League. Bouncing ball, McCafferty punches it forward. So really out of nothing, tried to get it towards half forward, but Bunn too good and just makes the most of it. This is where Van Unit can make his difference. He's held up, gets his handball away over the top. Trying to pounce on it there was Mullet, couldn't quite do so. Blackburn defence under a lot of pressure now, need to be clean. Van Unit comes through, tries to pick it up, just needs to get it on the boot. Can't quite do so, hard up against the line, and Bunn finally sees it over the boundary line, and over the goal line I should say, and through from behind. So another behind on the board for the Vermont Football Club. It's currently a 4-point lead on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Bunn got it to Matthews. Matthews short to Ralph. Odden, in fact, it was. Odden's searing kick was a good one. Got it to Ben Fraser. Probably need a bit more out of Fraser in this second half than they've gotten so far today. Garrett slipped over at the critical moment. Millhouse got it to Johnson and then puts the kick straight out of bounds on the full. So that was poor footy really from the Eagles. Free kick will go to Blackburn through Jimmy McFarlane. McFarlane's kick, the recipient of the free kick there after Millhouse's transgression. And Millhouse this time paddles the ball to the boundary line for a throw-in.
Got something for you in a couple of moments, Connor, and you'll have full right of reply, so don't worry about that.
Boundary throw-in. Still waiting for both of these sides to really produce their best football this afternoon. Both sides, I think, a little bit under what you'd expect from a couple of top 4 sides. Haddon got the ball out. Barton's quick kick around the corner. This is Odden. And he couldn't keep the ball in play. Another boundary throw-in on the broadcast side of Morden Park.
Probably just reading it now. Paul Simonsetti's tweeting through, enjoying the broadcast. Thanks for keeping my seat warm, Connor.
That's very keen of him. I'm not sure if... don't see any names on the seats, Paul, but I'm glad you're enjoying the work. Good game here.
At least you've got a seat, Connor. Some of us are standing outside.
It's starting to get a bit cold as Blackburn go forward through Otten. Up to the top of the goal square, looking for a marking option. It's not going to present. Nice work at the back of the pack there, Millhouse, and now a chance to clear away. Johnson puts himself under a fair bit of pressure, but finds a target. We said they're unlucky when Justin Van Unen had it at halfway, and now he's up at defensive 50. Towards centre wing, and now plenty of room for Blackburn to move in. Tui, and go inside forward 50. Once again, do the Panthers. Didn't quite take the mark, but there'll be a free kick paid, and it'll go the way of the Burners. And exactly what they needed just to steady the ship, and it'll be Ben Fraser to take the shot. 25 out directly in front.
Well, Brad Henderson said Fraser needed to get more involved in this half, and this is a pretty good way for him to get off to a good start. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better opportunity, 35 out dead in front, so should slot this one, although has struggled with goal kicking on occasion, so we'll see how he goes.
For the first goal of the second half here on AFL Game Day, Ben Fraser off the right boot and just sets it through for one behind. Moves Blackburn on to 4-7-31. 4-10-34 Vermont. Inaccurate kicking from both sides, costly on the Bendigo Bank score.
A couple of good opportunities wasted for Blackburn early when they could have really grabbed a hold of the contest early on.
Just two behinds this afternoon for Ben Fraser, the captain of the Blackburn side. Bunn's kick, got it to O'Farrell, who's back after leaving the field in the second quarter. O'Farrell's all wrapped up. There's a free kick. It will go the way of the Eagles. Sorry, it will go the way of O'Farrell for Blackburn. Saw the ambulance leaving the ground at half-time. I assume Heath O'Farrell was the man in the back of it, but not the case, obviously. So someone's been taken away in the ambulance. As Reid fires at the goals. Jason Reid, I think he's got his second. Yes, he has. Goal umpire wants some confirmation, but
calling touch.
He is saying it was touched off the boot of Jason Reid. So minus score then only for him. He doesn't get his second goal of the day. Blackburn move on to 4 goals 8 now. Vermont 4 goals 9 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Mullet at half-back, kicks up towards centre wing. Henley the intended target. It's not like we've heard that once or twice throughout the years. Henley was matched up hard on and just holds it in nicely. Convinces the umpire that it wasn't going anywhere. Umpire prepared to ball it up once again. Dolan had front position but headed it straight to Deneen, who read it beautifully. And then Heath O'Farrell held him. So he's just worked that beautifully, the old head.
Experience.
What the umpire couldn't see was Deneen hanging onto O'Farrell's arm to earn the free kick.
So Deneen up towards half forward. Wilcox the intended target. Doesn't quite make it to him. Nice work off the back. Trying to pick it up there was Parker. Plenty of numbers around the football. Got to make the most of it now. McCafferty held up, not going anywhere. Right on the paint of 50. If you just joined us, thanks for listening here on AFL Game Day. 98.1 Radio Eastern, also streaming live. We've got our main man, the broadcast manager of the Eastern Football League media team, Ben Warren Smith, just listening live in from Taronga Zoo. So probably seeing a couple of Panthers and Eagles of a different kind up in Sydney this weekend. His commitment is unwavering, as you can imagine. Just a bit of a lull as now Blackburn try and get the clear away. Up towards centre wing. Good work off the back of the pack. Millhouse. Sharp kick. This is where you want Justin Van Nunen with the ball in his hands. And I reckon he's that determined to kick a goal, he's going to back himself from 60.
Yeah, we've seen him roving up the ground further just to get his hands on the footy, I think. Probably been frustrated by lack of opportunities and delivery early in the game. So he's got it in his hands now and he wants to take the responsibility.
He'll probably kick it from 60. This will get the Vermont fans on his back. Hardly touched it all day. Justin Van Nunen sends it across. It's going to hand left. Can they pull the mark out of it? They do. It's gone over the goal line and through for one behind as it's hit the post. So almost put that one through, did Justin Van Nunen. 4-11-35 the result. 4-8-32 Blackburn on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Thanks to Choose Match Stats, Grant Campbell.
Inside 50s this quarter, 5-3 in favour of Blackburn.
So Bunn brought it back in to Matthews. Kyle Matthews. Neat kick to Brooker. Liked his game today. James Brooker with the ball at the moment for Blackburn. Still deep in their defence. Careful kick. Finds Haddon. So Blackburn just building nicely at the moment. Trying to bring the ball up towards the wing. Fagan the target, but Castricum over the top safely pouches the mark. Judged that one beautifully. Jacob Castricum, the ex-Knox Falcon, in his first season at the Vermont Footy Club. Finds Mullet. Smooth moving as ever. Ryan Mullet's kick up towards the wing to Wilcox. Hands it off to Reid. Reid was racing past and he was dumped after the kick. There's a free kick. It's going to be paid downfield.
Couldn't really argue with that. Two players got right in the back of him. Dolan and McCauley both had a crack.
Probably the first thing McCauley's done wrong all day, and it might be a costly one.
And Sam McCauley is arguing about it with the umpire, but seemed the fair decision, of course. Nathan Henley will be the beneficiary of it, of the free kick paid downfield. Henley has 2 behinds this afternoon, so going for his first. Actually a pretty good kick for goal. Makes it look easy, splits the middle, and it gives Vermont their 5th goal of the day. 5 goals, 11-41, leading Blackburn on 4 goals, 8-32 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
It's the kind of mistake you don't need, isn't it, Brad? I mean, it's a silly one. You don't need to do it. And in a low-scoring game, when you concede a goal directly from something like that, you call them coach killers because you know how furious a coach is going to be after something like that.
Need to regroup now, Blackburn. Now to a 9-point lead are the Eagles. Good work from Staples. Roved his own ball, gave it away to Mullet. Deneen, his handball a little bit too hot, but it finds Barry Murphy. Inside forward 50, Wilcox, the intended target, got Dolan all over him, did exactly the right thing. Chadwick dropped it and then kicked it off the ground. Umpire didn't see it. Calls play on. Good work to see it over the boundary line there was Loco. 25 metres round from the Vermont goal. Great crowd out here at Moreton Park. Still plenty of time if you want to head down. Watch this one. It's not over yet at all. Ball thrown in once again. Wilcox had front position, but Dolan coming over the back, taps it down, finds Loco, was put under a lot of pressure. Great tackle there from Deneen. And seen over the boundary line, 5 metres round from the Vermont goal. Umpire throws it back in once again. It's been a great battle between the 2 young ruckmen. Chadwick just came in with a flying boot. I think it was Barton on that occasion. Couldn't quite make the most of it though.
Karate Kid like that one.
And we'll have another ball in.
Crucial sort of moment here, this stoppage, whether Blackburn can clear or Vermont gets another, give them a little bit of breathing space if they do.
Exactly right. Dolan robes his own ball nicely and gets the clearing kick. Exactly what Tim Morgan said. And it's found touch beautifully. Probably gained about 50 metres on the kick and now a chance to just regroup. A little bit less pressure on the Panthers now. Still plenty of numbers around this contest. Centre wing, ball thrown in. Staples got front position, two-handed tap, it only went to O'Farrell. Back to Staples, Barry Murphy ducked into it, won the free kick beautifully. O'Farrell not happy about it. Gives his handball off to Johns, who put himself under a fair bit of pressure. Dumped after he kicked it by Matthews, but Barton marks. Barton, inside forward 50. Henley, the target, had to beat 2, couldn't quite do so. Deneen running, gets past 2, bounces along the barrel. Fantastic goal from Bernie Deneen. That's experience at its best from the old hat in the number 42 for the Eagles. And that is the 6th goal on the board for the Vermont Football Club. They move on to 6-11-47. Blackburn just slowly going out of this game. Need to find something. 4-8-32 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Yeah,
big smile on Bernie's face there tells the story, doesn't it? As soon as he got his hands on it, he knew he was in the clear. Just turned on the jets for a few steps and dribbled one home. And he's been handy, particularly in the forward 50 down at that end, kicking a couple of goals and causing trouble with his pressure.
Yeah, Dyson, you could even forgive him for dribbling it through that time, bouncing it through unnecessarily. But it was great work that preceded the kick then from Bertie Deneen.
I think when you're a champion, you're allowed to get away with those sort of things.
And he did kick the goal, most importantly, the 6th goal of the day for Vermont, and Deneen's 2nd of the afternoon. Mullet puts his body over the footy, fed it out to Johns. The umpire has blown the whistle. It's a free kick going to Fagan for Blackburn. Anthony Fagan, in the middle of Moreton Park, goes very short to Bunn. Paul Bunn, experienced veteran now for Blackburn, of course. Bunn's kick to half forward. Strong tackle applied. Quick kick around the corner by Harkins. Landed in the arms of Fraser. Probably should have taken the mark. Had a lot of it. Barry Murphy for Vermont. High up and under kick. Otten tries to spoil for Blackburn. Was able to do so, but Vermont still got possession, but Blackburn have won it back now. Fagan does really well, hunts down the footy, gives it to Tui. Tui's kick, but Millhouse chops across to safely take another mark. Had that kick well and truly scouted. Passes to McCarthy, and the Eagles come away once more.
Good afternoon to the Tim Morgan fan club that's just started gathering around the caravan. As Vermont go forward, Justin Van Unen.
None of them brought a burger though.
Up on centre wing, or a pie shed pie. Kick goes inside forward 50. Intended target was Henley. Bounced off his chest. Now a chance still for Vermont. Wilcox gets his handball over. Preto will run into an open goal square. 2 on the board. 3 on the board.
Oh, no.
He's missed it.
Oh, your man, Dyson Baker.
I rode that one home. And he's managed to miss it from directly in front. I said at the start of the game, I don't like people snapping it through. with a little dribbler kick, and it's paid off. 6-12-48. Now Vermont in accuracy just a plenty, 4-8-32, a 16-point lead in favour of Eagle.
Still not sure how he managed to do that one. He was clear, he was through, he was only metres out from goal, and he still managed to miss.
Had another 10 steps as well.
I deserve to reward that handball. Most players would have blazed away from that boundary. Just the patience to wait and give it over to Predo. Deserved the goal.
Millhouse can't take the mark, but he's been paid it in any case. Yeah, how good was that handball that really set Predo up for a certain goal. Didn't have to break stride at all, Andrew Predo. And a rare blemish on his copybook today because he's been terrific. Millhouse gives it to Barry Murphy. Tim Johnson at half-back for the Eagles. Need kick to McCafferty. True wing position now. McCafferty's spearing kick. Not his best effort though. And it's been marked in defence by Tyler Faulkner, who I'd like to see get a bit more of the footy in the second half and run and carry the ball, because he's great to watch in full flight, Tyler Faulkner. He's been pretty well negated today. Hasn't been able to create some run from defence from half-back like he normally does.
Cross boundary side shortly, thanks to Life Care.
McFarlane's kick to Ralph. Ralph gave it to Fagan, to Harkins. Harkins floating kick forward, just into open space. Millhouse, who's doing a grand job in defence in this third term, gave it to Predo, and Predo has turned it over. So he's having a nightmare couple of minutes. He's kicked it straight to Brooker.
It's a shame, and it undoes that good work that Millhouse has done. He's really gotten more prominent as the game's gone on, and really marshalled that Vermont defence.
Hasn't hit the scoreboard so far today, James Brooker. It's been pretty lively, certainly been involved throughout the afternoon. Pretty confident kick off the boot, right to the line, touched on the last line of defence, and just a minor score there for Blackburn. They continue to pepper the scoreboard. 4 goals, 9-33 now for the Burners. Vermont are 6 goals, 12-48 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It's a tale of inaccuracy for both sides.
Not much going on, decides to go long with the kick. Wilcox came along, tried to jump in front position, couldn't make the most of it. Good work from Tui, gets his handball away, finds a teammate there in Harkins. Harkins to Fagan, Fagan to the top of the 50. Andy Predo marks. Let's see what he does with this. Last couple of disposals haven't been flash. And this one not much better. Hammond tries to cut it across, couldn't quite do so. And Kyle Matthews sees it over the boundary line, out of bounds, 50 from his own goal. So just we feel that Blackburn probably need the next one to keep in touch. 7.5 minutes gone. Third term here on AFL game day. They push it forward once again. Predo in front position, got cleaned up. And it's either a mark or a free kick. And good to see that a few of the, I think it was Waller that took the mark. Or Millhouse.
Millhouse.
I'll get one eventually. There's only 22 players on the list. So it'll be Millhouse. After a bit of remonstration from the Eagles to take the kick. It's out wide. Looks for a teammate, couldn't quite find him there. There's still a chance for Blackburn to go forward once again. The free kick's been paid, so they'll get it easy. Now inside forward 50. High flying mark, pack of about 10 players flew. Plenty of space on the outer side for Barry Murphy if they can make the most of it. Emily, classy with the handball, gets it over to Barton, needs to be quick. To Barry Murphy, just runs onto it nicely. Doesn't honour the lead at McCafferty and just turns it over straight away. Last line of defence there with Loco.
Gave it to Otten. Otten's kick hugging the boundary. Big fly from O'Farrell, who's certainly doesn't look hampered at all by that knee injury he suffered in the second quarter. He's moving really well at the moment. Heath O'Farrell comes in board, kicks into the corridor. It was a nice kick to Ralph. Josh Ralph. He's a thumping long left foot kick. He'll probably put it to about 15 metres out from goals. Really drives it as far as he can. Kick from the top of the square. Driving kick by Millhouse. Haddon takes possession. Just burned off Reed well that time. Did really well, Aaron Haddon. Comes in board with the kick. And the mark has been held there by Dunn. So he'll go back and line up for goal number 1 of the day for him.
Seen a lot of kicks fall short from this distance. A lot have been punched over the line. Interested to see if we'll finally see one make it, or if it's going to be more of the same.
Yeah, boundary riders tells us not a lot of wind out there. You're right. Almost every attempt from this sort of area on the ground's been falling short. So I wonder if there is a bit blowing out there.
So Michael Dunn's kick does fall short, doesn't make the distance. They contest about 10 metres out from goal. Ball's still alive, and the umpire Reid there right on the scene wants to see it thrown back into play.
Cole Matthews letting the umpire know about a couple of those last-minute decisions.
Massive pack of players around this footy. It's McCarthy who clears for Vermont. The experienced veteran McCarthy finds the boundary line, and Vermont managed to clear the area for now.
My cross boundary side, thanks to Life Care. Gentlemen, are you down there?
Yeah, we're here now. Yeah, look, there's not much of a breeze down here at all, boys. Maybe just the guys just not knowing how far they can kick it, because you can see by the top of the trees at that far end, there's nothing. So.
Thanks very much for that update on the weather. It's an interesting kind of game. We can hear a fair bit coming through the effects mic, but it doesn't seem to be playing too much of a role on the game itself. Of course, over to Soupy with the Choose Tap match stats.
So 50s this quarter, 12-8 in favour of Blackburn, and contested ball about even.
So, nice and close, as is this game. Blackburn, you feel, just prepping for the next one. They've started peppering the goals for the last couple of minutes. It's eventually going to come. And it's held up 50 from their own goal. Well, just waiting for the restart. Good tap down, and nothing really presenting. Nice work coming through there was McFarlane. Got held up by Barry Murphy, was going nowhere.
Certainly feels like the Panthers have been on top in this quarter, but they don't have the reward to show for it, and they really need to start getting some goals through just to peg this lead back a bit and maybe to put a bit of pressure on the Eagles as well.
Voice of Connor Ryan in special comments. He's joined by Tim Morgan. As Blackburn go forward once again. O'Farrell was the target. Great mark taken in defence. Vermont a chance to clear away again. McCaffrey's got a fair bit of space, but he's going to have to wait for it. Manages to just get it in time. Emily was the target. Didn't quite go for him. Holds it up on centre wing. He's got plenty of options. Takes his time and now finds Kyle Emily. Hard against the boundary line. And it's touched just on the line, so it'll be a boundary throw-in. Soupy and Tim, I think you saw that one straight up. What's your call?
I thought it was out in the full.
Same here. The appreciation club either didn't like it.
Deneen grabs it out of the ruck, snaps around the body, top of the goal square. Trying to cut it across, couldn't quite do so. Van Unen can't quite take the mark. Can he finally put one on the board? Yes, he does. There was 3 players around him. It was always going to be a goal. Justin Van Unen has his first on the board. He's had to work all day for it, but he finally has it. He has Vermont's 7th on the board. They move on to 7-12-54, and they lead Blackburn 4-9-33 on the Bendigo Max scoreboard.
And we saw who created it. It was that man again, Bernie Deneen, who's just been busy around those stoppages up forward. And just keeps making things happen. And his influence is probably the difference at the moment on the scoreboard.
You surprised he didn't try and dribble it through from there, Connor?
Probably learned a lesson from a few mistakes in the game so far.
Heathmont down to 1 on the bench already. They've already lost about 15 players from their senior squad.
Had a shocking run with injury this season.
Templestowe 8-7-55, lead Heathmont 2-1-13.
Back in the middle once again, Vermont win the clearance. Long searching kick, but it's taken by Ossom. Some holding on, and he receives the free kick. Max Oldham goes by hand this time to Faulkner. Gave it to Garrett, back to Faulkner. As I said, he loves to run and carry the footy. Not his best effort with the kick this time. Turned it over to Barry Murphy. Barry Murphy's kick to Predo. High handball to Barton. They keep the composure really well here, the Eagles. They team together nicely. Predo was involved a couple of times.
Both effective possessions as well.
Blackburn managed to strip him of the footy though. Ralph's kick to the wing. Searching kick forward. Dean Millhouse has been massive in this third quarter. In fact, it was Barry Murphy who marked it, gave it to Millhouse, and then on to Barton. Barton's kick to Lockie Johns. Johns up towards the wing, Wilcox, and they're starting to win a lot of uncontested footy now, Vermont. A lot of uncontested marks. Blackburn pressure has dropped off a fraction. Mullets dumped off the footy. I was happy with that.
Boundary.
They chase after the footy. No one can really get a clean disposal away. And we'll cross boundary side thanks to life care.
Jason Reed's just come off the ground with a bit of a corky. Looks to be okay just walking across the line in front of the members stand.
Absolutely glorious sunshine at the moment prevailing at Moreton Park. And it's Vermont prevailing on the scoreboard at this stage. Despite Blackburn's best efforts, they've gone goalless in this quarter. A quick kick came out of the pack, but it's off target. Got a giggle from Bruce Prest, of course, one of the few this afternoon. I think that was Reed who kicked it. Minor score then for the Eagles. They move on to 7 goals 10. Blackburn are 4 goals 8 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
When you talk about Vermont getting more uncontested ball in this quarter, Brad, I think given the immense pressure in the first half, both sides were going to tire. I think the game was going to open up, and it looks like Vermont will enjoy that extra space and have the ability to use it to move the ball a bit quicker.
Well, it's not 20 goals, but it's certainly 20 scoring shots at least. Unfortunately, it's 7-13, which is quite inaccurate from the Eagles. Although Blackburn not much better so far. Shoe stat, match stats, Grant Campbell.
The inside 50s, 15-11 this quarter in favour of Blackburn. Forward 50 pressure being great from Vermont. 6 forward 50 tackles to 1.
Exactly what you want to see. They go forward once again. Wilcox, the intended target, trying to jump on it here is Johns. He had to beat 2, couldn't quite do so. Blackburn a chance to clear away. It'll probably find touch. Barton manages to keep it in. Got Matthews on his hammer. I reckon that was out as well. Barry Murphy gets his kick around up towards the goal square, and that one's definitely out. That's gone into the bogus draft 10.
That one's in.
Probably got just as much idea as the boundary umpire at the moment. He's been under a fair bit of pressure in the last couple of minutes, this boundary umpire. Ball up towards centre wing. Staples flew about 3 back and had to just gave a little bit of a shove to Tui with a Dolan. Could have raffled it off, and in the end Fagan grabs it.
You might say he pickpocketed it.
Up towards Hammond, who just managed to find a bit of space all by himself. Has one for the afternoon, Hammond, short chip kick, and he's turned it over. Not my man anymore. Casherkin will jump back on board when he kicks the match-winning goal. At half-back, up towards centre wing. Dolan has front position, can't make the most of it as Wilcox comes in at the last minute. Great work from McCafferty to just outmuscle his opponent. Barry Murphy, his kick wasn't flash because it's only found Bunn. And Bunn a chance to regroup. So that's 3/4 time, and then you just feel that Vermont are starting to try and take a stranglehold on this match. On the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they currently lead 7-13-55 to Blackburn 4-9-33. This game well and truly not over yet. We must cross back to the studio, grab some sponsor messages, and we'll be right back at Moreton Park for the final term between Blackburn and Vermont here on AFL Game Day.
Have you got a premiership or milestone jumper that needs framing? Is a better half nagging you to clean up the man cave? Well, you're in luck.